I think Democrats are way overreacting. Presidential debates have no predictive value for elections. Hillary Clinton won them all, still lost. John Kerry won the debates against George W. Bush in 2004 and still lost. Barack Obama had a disastrous first debate against Mitt Romney and still won the election. I think the big loser here was the American people and CNN. We had, on the one hand, a candidate who looked vigorous,
President Trump,
but virtually everything he said in Trump was a lie, including huge lies about the 2020 election, or Nancy Pelosi, who had no role in security, being responsible for security on January 6th. On the other hand, you had Joe Biden, who did look old and doddering. And then you had the miserable CNN moderators who did nothing to fact check what was going on or to control the fact that Trump never answered questions. Every time you asked him a question, whether child care or climate change, he talked about migrants.
Frank, your reaction?
Well, I agree with a lot of what Allan said in that Donald Trump was pretty elastic with the facts. I think that's pretty true. I think the moderators were pretty passive. I think that's pretty true. I think I disagree with Allan, if I may, on the fact that I think this was really damage for Joe Biden, not the substance of the 90 minutes, but the fact that there was a concern, a latent concern in the electorate about Biden's fitness for office. Could he do this job for 4 more years? Is he up to it? To my mind, that's a pass-fail test, and Biden didn't pass. He failed that test. So it wasn't the debate itself. I think Allan's exactly right. The debate itself might not be relevant, but the revelation, a demonstration of Joe Biden's strengths and weaknesses, I think was pretty damaging to Joe Biden. And I think we're going to have a lot of discussion in the coming days about his fitness for office and is there an ability to swap out at this late date.
And, you know, I have to say as well, for President Trump, he really had to convince voters here that a twice impeached convicted felon is fit for a second term. But as you say, for Biden, it was about showing that he has the stamina and acuity to stay in office. Frank, you say he failed that test tonight. So the question is, what happens next? Can the Democratic Party recover from this, or should President Biden step aside and allow another candidate to run here? Frank, first to you.
Well, I think this discussion will go on certainly through the weekend of the weekend talk shows, and there'll be a round of polling data that'll come out over the next week. So nobody's going to jump to conclusion. And I think Biden himself and the Biden loyalists themselves will be sort of defiant, even in defeat, if I may use that word, to say we did okay substantively. We weren't that bad. Trump was fast and loose with the facts. We went toe to toe. We got through it. So I think there's going to be a little bit of denialism going on. It'll take a week or so for this to percolate through, but I think what it does, to my mind, is raises the stakes dramatically for the coming weeks, that any time Joe Biden publicly falters or fumbles or loses his trains of thought, it just brings this image back, and I think it becomes front and center issue for the Democrats.